Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon you all, to my dear respected brothers and sisters out there. I hope that you are all in the best of health and iman. So this is going to be another video on that book, which is the pre-intermediate, and this unit, which is unit number 5, and this is going to be part 3 of this unit. Okay, so without further ado, let's dig in. Okay, so first thing first, let me switch over to my main screen, and you should now see the document that we did together. And if you remember, we looked at some of the hopes and ambitions, okay, hopes and ambitions of Saad, Rim, Kamal, Adrian, Anna, Mona, so forth, okay. And if you also remember that we looked at the verb patterns, right? So we so far we have used two, okay. The first one is the verb, okay, plus the to infinitive or the to verb, okay. Infinitive meaning the basic form of the verb, okay. So we're not talking about the past form, the perfect form, okay, anything like that, just the basic form. And the other pattern that we looked at was this one here, which was the verb plus another verb but with ing, okay, with the ing form. Now, so far, I did allude to the idea that there is a different name for this verb, okay? So we're going to talk a little bit about that first later on, okay? And last thing we also did was we looked at these two sentences here, okay? So here, the first sentence uses the first verb like, okay? And then the second is using an ing, okay? So this is the verb plus ing. And the second sentence again uses the first main verb like, but this time we're using the to infinitive, okay? And what did we say about these two sentences? Or rather, what was the question? And the question was, do both these sentences have the same meaning? And the answer is, of course, yes. So they both have generally the same meaning, okay? So, and the idea is that like, so the first thing is that like here can be followed by a ing, or it can be followed by a to infinitive, okay? So they both can be used, okay? And here is where both examples have similar meanings, okay? Of course, there are other situations as well. We will discuss those as we come along, okay? Good. So I hope that makes sense. Now, just to talk about this pattern here, okay, guys, this pattern, just highlight it here. So here, I've been using this verb plus ing. Now, when we have a situation like this, when we have a verb plus ing, okay, on its own, not thinking about the continuous here. We're not talking about continuous. Here, this follows a different grammar, okay, and this grammar here in particular is called a gerund, okay? We call this a gerund. So a gerund is not similar to the present continuous or past continuous forms. Those are slightly different. What a gerund means, it kind of talks about, or rather, it behaves like a verbal noun. Okay, so it's like a noun, but in a verbal form, okay? So we use the gerund, okay? So we use this gerund in when we talk about we use gerunds to follow another verb, okay, like the word like here, okay. So like is followed by a gerund. So here we have a gerund going, and here we also have another gerund doing, which follows the word enjoy, and here we have another gerund fishing, which follows the verb like, okay. And here we have another gerund walking, which follows the verb enjoy. Okay, so from now on, okay, so before I was using the word verb plus verb ing. Now I'm gonna say that this verb enjoy must be followed by a gerund, and gerund means what? Just means a verb with ing. Okay, so this is very important. And another thing to also think about is that what's the difference again? What's the difference between using the to infinitive? So when I say to verb, I mean to infinitive, or the difference between using a gerund. Okay, so let me bring to your attention a book that I like to use quite a lot for my references, and it's called English for Everyone. So if we can read this together here, let's have a look at here. Okay, let's highlight this. So here it says English uses the infinitive with to. Okay, like here, I'll just highlight this, to play. This is the infinitive to. So to plus infinitive. Okay. Why do we use it? To describe someone's plans or wishes. So this is the key word. Bear in mind, it's not perfect, but the general idea is that we use it to talk about plans and wishes. Okay, plans and wishes. Okay, so have a look. Let's look at some of the examples here. Here is a sentence saying, "I am waiting to play badminton." So this is somebody's plan. Okay, someone has plans to play badminton, and they're waiting for someone. In this case, they're waiting for their friend. Okay, the next one says, "My car broke down, but my friend offered to drive me home." Okay, so again, here is, somebody's helping out another friend. Okay, so here, we're talking about an activity, a wishful activity that they wanted. Okay, but my friend offered to drive me home. So the friend planned to help them anyway, offered to drive. Here we have, we wanted to play. Wanted is like some form of a wish. Okay, it's like a wishful idea. We wanted to play baseball. And the last one here is Ron. Ron, or he, decided to learn. So again, a plan. This is kind of follows the plan or wish of somebody to do something, right? To do something. Good. So here is a list. This is very important. Here's a list of words, of verbs that must, okay, remember this, guys, that must be followed by the what? The infinitive, or the to infinitive. Okay, so if I use the word decide, I have to say, I decided to play. I decided to eat. I decided to sleep. All right, not decided playing, decided sleeping, decided eating. That would be incorrect. Okay, so this is the pattern. Remember, guys, this is the first pattern where verbs like these, like decide, like hope, okay, like agree, so these must be followed. Okay, what comes after it must be the to infinitive, which is this example here, right? To verb plus to plus verb. Okay, that's good. The next thing to look at is the verbs with gerunds. Okay, so we talked about what gerunds. Gerunds are these verbs with ing. Okay, like swimming. Okay, so why do we use the gerunds, verbs with gerunds? So the verbs with gerunds are used to talk about personal feelings about an activity. So the key word is personal feelings. All right, personal feelings. So let's look at some examples here. So you can see the form is that we have a verb, and straight after that it is followed by a gerund. Okay, meaning a verb with an ing. Okay, good. So let's look at some of the examples here. He doesn't feel, okay, like playing. Okay, so feel like is kind of like a combined phrase. We say, I don't feel like, and the word is like playing. So you see like, and then we have playing. But you guys remember by the way, that like is one of those verbs that we can use it for both. Okay, so here in English, we can have verbs that can be used for both. You can use it in both patterns. All right, here we have, do you miss skiing? Okay, miss skiing. So we don't say, do you miss to ski? That will be incorrect. The correct would be, do you miss skiing? Okay, and the next one is, would you consider applying? Consider applying, not consider to apply. Okay, not consider to apply. All right, and here we have, we really dislike, okay, dislike jogging. Okay, dislike jogging. Dislike is the opposite of the, negative of like, dislike. We really dislike jogging. Okay, here we have the word, remember, enjoy. We used that before. If we go back, here we have, right here in this example, we enjoy, and straight away enjoy is followed by a verb ing or a gerund. Okay, guys, a gerund. So I enjoy what? I enjoy running. Okay, and here's another one. He doesn't mind staying. He doesn't mind. So this person doesn't have a problem with this person, staying at home with him. Okay, or working with him. So here's again another list. So here are the list of verbs. So whenever you have these verbs like enjoy, like risk, like dislike, they must, okay, must again, or in Arabic word lazim, they must be followed by a, you know it already, guys, a gerund. Okay, via a verb with an ing. Okay, must be followed by a gerund. So I cannot say I enjoy to play. That would be incorrect. The correct one will be I enjoy playing. I enjoy playing. Good. So I hope this guys gives you some idea about what we need to do. Now let's go back to the book that I was using. This is the Headway book that anybody can follow. Okay. So we did this box last time. And so now we're going to do some practice. We're going to follow some of these practices here. Okay, so let's have a look at the first one. The first one says discussing the grammar. Okay, so what do we have to do? It says, and let me just bring my bring my highlighter quickly. Just bring it down. Where's my highlighter? Where are you? There you are. Okay, so here it says, in these sentences, one or two verbs are correct. Okay, so one or two. So let me just write here, highlight it, one or two verbs are correct, but not all three. So you have to be careful. So you can have a maximum of two correct answers. Okay, and so and one of them will always be incorrect. All right, so let's have a look. So let's put a tick on the right one here. So the first one, let me just make it a bit bigger. The first one says I, and then here's a clue, guys. Look at the word. Here we have to live. Okay, to live. So this is the infinitive. So we need to use a verb here that we use the verb, okay, that uses the to infinitive rule. Okay, so example, does enjoy, remember the word enjoy, does it use the to infinitive? No, it uses a gerund, right? So we can't use that. That will be a no-no. But can we use want? Yes, I want. Let's put a tick here. Can we use I would like? Yes, of course. Here we have would, so just a helping verb, so we can use that. So these two are correct. So we can say, I want to live in a hot country, or I would like to live in a hot country. Good. Let's look at the next one. Number two. And then we have the second verb is going. So this is a gerund, right, guys? Gerund, right? So what verbs can we use before a gerund? Okay. So first thing first, here we have a problem. Here we have a continuous, right? We are hoping going. We can't have two ings together, right? So this will not work. The next one here is we are thinking of. Now, there is something that I didn't discuss before, and this is the subject of. which I'll write here, which is prepositions. Okay, preposition. So usually it's prepositions. Usually, it's also followed by a gerund as well. So remember, guys, a gerund here is what is a verb. The verb, with an ing. Okay, remember that. Okay, and remember the gerund is a verbal noun, so it behaves like a noun with a verbal quality. Okay, in a verbal form. Okay, so here we have, if we go back here, we have the word here we have the word of. We are thinking of. Let me just highlight it. Oops. Oh, okay, gave you the right answer. Thank you. Here we have the preposition of right there. Okay, so of can be the word going can follow of. So this can be the correct answer. So let's write this. Let's tick this. And what about the next one? Like. So yeah, we like going to Dubai. So again, we can remember, guys, like is one of those words. If we go to my notes, not this one, sorry, this one, that we can use like with gerunds, and we can use like with to go. So this is just one example. There are many other verbs that can be used in both patterns. Okay, so like is the easiest one to remember. So we can also select like. Good. So we can say we are thinking of going to Dubai for our holidays, or we like going to Dubai for our holidays. Of course, these two have different meanings, right? They're not the same meaning, slightly different meanings there. Good. Let's continue. Let's check the answers. Perfect. Another tick. Good. Number 3. Here we have go home. Okay. Go home. So here we don't have a gerund, first thing, and we don't have the to infinitive. We just have a basic verb. Okay. So what can we do here? So we can't use want. If I can't say I want to go, we should have the to. I want to go. I can't use like because we don't have a gerund or the infinitive. So the only option I do have is can, which is the modal verb. And remember, guys, with modal verbs like can, like would, like should, must, and so forth, those verbs must be followed, okay, by a basic verb, okay, an infinitive without to. So here we should say, I can go home early tonight. Okay, excellent. Let's continue. Number 4. Here we have to see. So this is the to infinitive. Okay, so remember, let's think about the to infinitive. Which verbs can we go with the to infinitive? Okay, so here we have I hope to see. Okay, we can use hope. I hope to see you again soon. So we can use hope with the to infinitive. And here we said I would like to see you again. We can do that as well. I would like. It's also perfect. But here it says I'm looking forward to. This is to. So if we say it's a to, if we have something that says I'm looking forward to, we should have an I. We should use to. We should have see as an ing. I should say I'm looking forward to seeing you again. That would be the correct thing. Okay, but I would look forward to see. That would be not right. Okay, so let's correct the answer. Excellent, both correct here. Number 5. Do you? Okay, and then we have learning. Here we have a gerund. Okay, all right. Here we have a gerund. So what can we do with the gerund here? So we definitely can use the word enjoy. Remember, enjoy always is followed by a gerund. So do you enjoy learning English? Okay. And remember, like can be followed by a gerund as well. Like can use both. So do you like learning English? But this one here, want. Do you want learning? Doesn't work. Want can only be followed by the to infinitive. Remember, guys? So it should say, if the question said, do you want to learn? Then that will be good. But we don't have that, so we can't use want. Okay, there you go. And then number 6, the final one here. It says we, and then we have having. So here we have a gerund, okay? We have an ing. It could also be something else. So here, having a few days off soon. Okay, so let's look at the answers. We are thinking of, so here we have a preposition. So preposition, a gerund can follow a preposition. So we can say we are thinking of having a few days off soon. That's perfect. Here we have, we would like to having. See here we can't use to. Okay, here we can't say to infinitive. So here we don't have an infinitive. We have an ing. So we can't use that. And what about this one? So here, so this is actually a good example here, guys. So here, let's look at this one. We are looking forward to having. Now, why did I choose this to instead of that to? Okay. Now, if you remember, here we have would love. Okay, so this is following the infinitive, meaning that this to is followed by a verb. But if we have a phrase like this, we are looking forward to. Now this to is followed by a noun. Okay, whenever someone says we are looking forward to, okay, it should be followed by a noun. Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing you. I'm looking forward to meeting you. Not I'm looking forward to meet. I'm looking forward to see. All right, so that would be correct. So let's check the answers. Perfect, excellent. So far we've checked all of these, and we hopefully all of you have now understood a little bit better about verb patterns. Okay, now if I went back to my document, I believe there was a sentence somewhere here that that we used that will help us understand about prepositions. Okay, prepositions. Actually, no, I won't find it here. It might be in the script that we looked at before. So let's go to the script just quickly and find that, because I want to make sure that everybody understands. Okay, let's go to page 120. Okay, here we are. So guys, if you remember Unit 5, we read some of the ambitions here. Okay, so I'm going to look for something that says looking forward to. So let me look at the word forward. Did you find the word forward? No. Or looking. Let's find the word looking. No, there's nothing there. Right, then maybe it might be on the next page. Let's quickly have a look at the next page. Okay, so let's do again a search. Looking. Okay. What about forward? No. Right. Sorry about that, guys. So let me see if I can just read it through quickly. I would love to take. I really want to see. And I leave. He'll be off to university. Likes fishing. Right. Nothing there. So let's see if I can go back to the previous information from Sad and the rest of the guys. I'm going to become. Okay. Nothing here. Nothing there. Right, okay, it's a shame. I was looking for something to help you guys understand the preposition, but maybe another time, inshallah. Right, let's go back again, okay? Here, we have to write some questions, okay? So just to save a little time, I will do a few, okay? And if you guys remember what I said was, when we talk about the to infinitive, let me switch back over to my main screen. So when we talk about the to infinitive, okay, remember the idea is that we use it to talk about plans and wishes and hopes, okay? And when we talk about the gerund, we use a verb plus gerund, okay? Gerund meaning a verb ing. We normally talk about express personal views, personal opinions, and feelings, okay? So let's go back to the page and just do a couple. Here we have a question. So here we have a statement. Here it says, I hope to go to university. So here they're talking about wishful ideas, something they want to do, okay? And they're using the verb plus to infinitive. So hope plus to go, which is the to infinitive, okay? And here we have a question with the open question, which is what? Here we have the first verb, want, and then the second verb, study. So we should say, what do you want to study? Okay, so this is, when you ask about somebody's plans, okay, what do you want to study? Tamam? What do you want to study? So perfect. And here we'll just do one more. Number two. Number two says, one of my favorite hobbies is cooking. Okay, one of your favorites is cooking. So cooking. So when they're talking about hobbies, we're talking about somebody's likes, their personal likes. Okay, so here we have the question, what, open question, and we have like and make. So we can probably say, what do you like to make? No, what do you like making? Okay, so because we're asking about their personal taste, what's their personal taste about cooking, what do you like making? Okay, not what do you like to make, all right, not right now. We're talking about their personal feelings now, not what they plan to do. Okay, not what they plan to do. Okay, so what about the number three? We'll just do one more and then we'll continue on the next video with 4 and 5. So number 3 says, I get terrible headaches. Ah, okay. So here we're talking about somebody who's currently having headaches. So the obvious thing is like, oh God, when did you start? When did it start? We're thinking about a date, right? When did this start? So here we have the question when, and we have the first verb start, and then the second verb get. Okay. So here we're gonna use the to infinitive. We're gonna say when did. Okay. Now we're talking about in the past, right? When did you start? Oh, sorry. When did you? Sorry, I apologize. I think we should say when did you start getting them? Okay, should be the gerund here. When did you start getting them? All right. So here we're just talking about their personal situation. What happened before. What's going on. Okay. It's not a subject of plan or wishes or anything. We're talking about what's happening to them specifically. So when did you start getting them? Okay. Good. Perfect. So guys, I hope today's lesson has given you guys a bit more understanding about the use of verb patterns. So using the verb plus to infinitive, or using the verb plus gerund, okay, and the differences between them. Okay, good. Thank you again for your time and patience. I do appreciate it. Do please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video and you would like to see some more videos on this subject. Okay, thank you very much. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.